Welcome to the She Builds Show. I'm your host, Stefanie Olson, a licensed general contractor who builds new construction, renovates, and designs your vision. Today, more than ever, we need raw, authentic women who are willing to rise above society's norms, break those glass ceilings, and encourage each other to boldly build the life we were meant to live. So, honey, what are you building? Welcome to the She Builds Show. And happy New Year, 2023. I am so incredibly grateful to see this year, to have a new fresh start. I just can't tell you how incredible it feels to have a season allow for you to restart something in your life or to give you new, fresh perspective. I really feel that way about January. I think November, December were stressful. We had some incredible time off with my family, and I really checked out. And I think I realized how much I needed that. It had been a lot that was going on. And I sat down and I really reflected on what I want to change in 2023. Like, what am I struggling with? What is not working? What do I need to do better? How do I need to grow? And I've just really set some goals for myself that I want to share with you. The first thing I do when I am starting a new year is I reflect back on last year. And every single month, I take gratitude photos. So I take a gratitude photo every day, but then I compile it into a monthly little photo collage. Then I print them out and I put them in my journal. And I sat down with my family and I showed them all of the pictures for every month last year, just to remind them how much life they lived, what went on in 2022. It's just something that I love, that a photo captures all of the memories. Because as soon as you see that picture, it's like, bam, yes, I remember that. I remember when, my daughter sold her lamb at the fair, or I remember when we went to Hawaii, or, oh my gosh, you remember when we went to Florida and it was 5 million degrees and awful. And we just had a good time going around the table talking about the last year. When I started reflecting and then looking back and then also trying to move forward, I start with a word and a mantra. And I get this guidance from Pamela Krim and the Big Life Mentoring Program. She really teaches you how to come up with your word and mantra. My word this year is momentum. And I'm going to share my mantra with you for 2023. Here we go. I will create consistent momentum in my life. I will prioritize my body, mind, and soul so that stress leaves my body. Wake up early, love my family, momentum in health, wealth, and freedom. Let's go. So that's my mantra. And why did I choose those specific words? Momentum to me is the small things that you do daily that add up. And I need to be more consistent with my body, mind, and soul. And when I mean my body, mind, and soul is I haven't been taking care of the way that I want to take care of my body. I've been far too stressed out and I don't feel as connected spiritually. So I want there to be a daily reminder, because I say my mantra out loud every day, every morning. Like, it is on my to-do list. Like, I have to remind myself of the commitment that I made. So I want to create momentum with those things. So it's not like, oh, someday I will far out there change the way that I am, spiritually connected. It's no, I want to create momentum in those things. So to me, that means daily things that I'm going to do on a daily basis that is going to take care of my body, mind, and soul. And I really wanted the word stress and leave my body to be in my mantra, because I feel like stress and overwhelm is an option. Like, it's not something that I have to take on. Overwhelm is not something that I have to be. I really feel like it is created in your mind. And I think my mind and the pathway to like overwhelm and stress in my mind is like a freaking ginormous Grand Canyon valley. Like, the thought and the pathway is so set and so deep that I just immediately go to stress and overwhelm. And there's not this, it's okay. This isn't stressful. I can get it done. Of course, I can handle this. And there's not a way that I feel reconnected to myself and balanced and calm. I get so outside of myself and so stressed out that I really want the word stress and overwhelm to be a choice in my life. Yeah, I'm choosing to be stressed right now, just like I'm choosing not to be stressed right now. And so I want to be conscious of the momentum I make towards that goal. Like I want that Grand Canyon Valley of that neural pathway of that habit of that thought to shrink and to dry up and to be recreated or replaced with a different one. And so I want to be really conscious of the state of my stress. Does that make sense? It's like sometimes I just live in that stress all the time that I'm not even conscious of it until my husband's like, "You're crazy right now." And I'm like, "What? I am? What are you talking about?" And like, I didn't realize it until I took the time off at Christmas and I was like, well, I was wound really, really, really tight. And there was way too much on my plate. So things that I'm trying to implement around that is because I am a people pleaser and I do not want to make anyone unhappy ever, I will say yes to things I shouldn't say yes to. And so what I'm trying to do is implement a way for me to not feel pressured to say yes. And for me, that's if I have an inquiry of a new client or somebody that needs me to go look at a job or needs my attention or needs my time, that my assistant is scheduling that, because she can say this is when she's available and she doesn't feel bad or feel the need to fit her in or make her schedule, twist around backwards to fit that person in and stress yourself out. She's like, oh, she's free on this Thursday in February. I just needed to be disconnected from that because I think I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to wanting to make everybody happy. And then I've left nothing for my family. I've left nothing to take care of my home and to be there for my kids and my husband. The other thing in my mantra is to wake up early and love my family. So to me, waking up early means like success to me. I don't know, not success, but personal balance. That's probably a better word. Personal balance for me. Like it just works for me. It works for me when I wake up early versus when I don't wake up early. I feel stress and overwhelm and like I'm behind when I don't wake up early. Now, granted, like on the weekends or days off, like I sleep in. It's not like a, pedal to the metal every single day of my life. But when I have a lot of things going on during the day that need to get done, say, and most of the time my kids are up at 6:45, we're out the door at 7:30, and say I don't get up till 6:30, like lunches, breakfast, I've gotten zero quiet time. I didn't journal. I didn't read. I didn't check in with like my mantra and my daily goals. Like it's just chaos for me internally. It may not seem like that on the outside, but internally I don't feel balanced. And so waking up early means balance for me. It means like coming back to myself, checking in. It means dealing with that stress, planning my day, knowing what's up ahead. So I wanted that to be a part of my mantra that, yeah, waking up early equals like happy Stefanie. And I need to be consistent with that. And I want to be reminded daily that that is something that I have found that works for me. And the second part of that, wake up early, love my family. And to me, love my family just means that I'm very intentional with them. And I've set aside time in my schedule for both of my kids each week to do something special with them. Wednesdays are just play with Trey day, like from 3 to 5. Sonora goes to gymnastics. I just sit and I have nothing on my calendar and I say, Trey, what do you want to do? You want to go to the park? You want to go ride bikes? It has to be something active. We agreed that, him and I. Then on Thursdays, Sonora and I want to ride horses together. And it's like, I want to love my family well. I want to be there for them. And we also decided that we have a family dinner night. During the week is hard for us to sit down for dinner. And on Tuesday nights, nobody really has anything going on. And I want to have a sit down dinner with my family because even though it can be overwhelming to get dinner on the table, to get everybody sitting down, once we're down and we're sitting and we're eating, we talk to each other, right? We always share our highs and lows. it's a time for us to connect. And I don't want that to be once a month. I don't want that to be every other month. I want that to be weekly. I want my kids to know what's going on in my life. I want to know what's going on in their life. And when we're honest with them about how we're feeling, about what's going on in our lives, like they're able to relate and understand that like we're not just these like separate organisms existing together. Like we all need to take care of each other. And if something's going on with somebody, like we want to know as a family. The last part of it is momentum in health, wealth, and freedom. My focus this year really is, as you saw earlier, is my health. Really, I just feel like my stress and my body and my soul and my mind have not been cared for in the best possible way. I want to focus on passive income. That is 100% mine and my husband's goal this year is to, like, our goal is to increase our passive income by $5,000 per month. That is our goal. And however we need to get there, we're going to get there. We signed up for Wealthability, which is if you and your husband or you and your partner struggle with communicating about money and are in a place where you want to move forward with planning your retirement, planning your wealth strategy, planning your legacy, Wealthability is going to be the path for you. And so we signed up for that because we're just really focused. Like my husband is turning 50 on Saturday. And we want to focus on making sure that like we are thinking about it, we're having conversations about it, and we're having people guide us, and we have a pathway to get there to implement. And Wealthability is going to help us do that. And then lastly, I put freedom. And for me, like financial freedom, freedom in my mind. I've been doing a lot of mind work about my thought work, and like doing thought downloads and taking like thoughts and reworking them so that they are the truth about who I really am and what I want to believe about myself and what I want to do in my life. And the last thing is always what Pamela teaches is to just like end it with a bang, like give yourself a like tiny little motivational speech at the end, an exclamation. And so it just ends up with let's go. To me, that is from Brooke Castillo. She is such a badass. And she's always just like, let's go. Come on, let's go. And I love that. And I love that in my life that it's like, no, like we're not going to stay stagnant. We're not going to just wallow here. We're not going to be like dumpster trash thought people. Let's go. Let's get over it. Let's move on. So that is my mantra and my focus and my intention for the year. And I pray and hope that you have taken some time to think about what yours might be and what kind of person you want to be and what change you want to implement, because I want to grow and I want to be better and I want to be surrounded by people who want to be like that. I just encourage you to take time to be intentional about what you want to happen this year and make effort at moving towards that and start to create momentum in your life. Thanks for listening to the She Build Show. I so appreciate you and am so grateful that you're here listening.
Thanks for joining me today on the She Build Show. My name is Stefanie Olson. My hope is that this episode leaves you feeling empowered and ready to boldly take that step into building the life that you envision, 1 2x4 at a time. And if you can do me a quick favor, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes. I get giddy over reading the reviews each week, and I will choose one special person to win some She Build swag. Make sure you add your name to the review, and I'll reach out if you're the winner. Thanks again for hanging out. Be sure to visit me at theshebuildshow.com, where you can ask me questions and share with me what you're building.